Alright guys, let's do a little maintenance on my personal mower. Alexa, off. Okay, so we have my Toro 21 inch. It's probably gonna make a mess. Okay, perfect. Model number is 20331. It's a 2010 model. Something funny about Toro is they used to actually make their serial numbers kind of match the year. So this is a 310. I'm not sure if you can see that, but it's a 310, and that means 2010. So the 2000 series, so it'd be like, if it starts with a 200, then that meant it was 2000, 201, or a 21 would be 2011, and so on. Then they went to the 13 models, or the 10 plus, which would be the 310, would be a 2010, 311 would be a 2011, and so on. Okay, if that makes sense. Good. If not, then sorry about that, but you're going to be replacing the belt. As you can see, anytime you have a self-propel and the belt touches like this, usually means you have, a bad blade adapter or a bad belt. I'm going to close my garage because it's kind of noisy outside. All right, my garage is a mess still. That's all right. Let's go ahead and, you need a square bit. I don't know why in the world Toro went to a square style bit, or a square style screw for these machines. It literally blows my mind. Let me turn my, of course they stop mowing whenever I close the garage, but we're gonna get some light up in here and get started. Okay, so you go to the front of the transmission here, as you can see, and we are going to unscrew this bracket here to free up our belt. So we'll go ahead, and there's 3 screws in here. Okay, so 1 here, 2. So as you can see, it's a square style screw, which I have no idea why they did that, but what's done is done, as they say. So always check for play in the transmission, which mine is okay, so we're good on that. You can see this belt's pretty worn. The cover is missing. I don't even know where the cover is. This is actually a donation mower that I had gotten from a neighbor, I think, and it didn't start or anything, or didn't run, so I went ahead and changed that. So I actually took this mower in, funny story. I actually took this mower in. I took a couple of them during COVID. Some people lost their jobs, right? And I took the mower, or I asked a couple people, let me start over. One of my neighbors needed a mower, so I asked on the page if anyone has a mower they would like to donate, running or not, and I would give it to my neighbor because he lost his job or whatever, and he needed a mower, and he didn't have the money. Obviously, he didn't want to go buy one, so I actually fixed 2 mowers for him, this being one of them, and gave it to him. So he was very grateful of that. And I have the other one still. So I still have this one. It's been my personal mower. If I can find my socket. There we go. We're gonna take this the blade off here. We're gonna slide this pulley off. These don't get stuck as often as the other style, but you just want to slide it past that guide, and boom, the belt is off. As you can see, this kept coming off and damaging the belt, so we're putting a new blade adapter here, and I got some cheap Chinese one because it's my own personal mower and I don't care. I'll replace it later, or do whatever, but let me get something to cut this open with. I don't know where my box cutter went, but the screwdriver get the job done here. Okay, so we'll pull this bad boy out, And it looks like a duck, quacks like a duck. Ooh, they even sent a spacer. How nice of them. So always, there's always a spacer inside of here. And a lot of people mess this up, believe it or not. And they put it on without the spacer and it'll literally bind up and have issues. So in my case, you know, it came with one. So shout out to China. It's got like a little cutout right there to make it slide in easier. And it just drops down at the bottom there. And I don't have any anti-seize, but there's still a little bit on here. Always put anti-seize if you have any down there on that pulley. And we'll get the new belt here. Also Chinese. Actually, it's just a generic brand. Belts don't really need to be Chinese because a lot of people make them, but we'll go ahead and slide this bad boy on there and get a hammer here. Just give her some love taps. Need that spacer to kind of fall, so or turn. So let me do this here. Pull it up. Let me turn this around. So you want that spacer to sit flat, and right now it's not. Okay. Sir. Oh, that's why. You just gotta kind of work it on there. But right now my problem is the belt. It was snagged on the belt. And there you go. Spacer's on there. That's kind of a tight fit, honestly. So that's the downside to buying Chinese, but let's see what this pulley looks like. And you can see, I'm not sure if you can see that, but it's pretty scooped out. So what happens is the belt needs to be a V. It needs to look like a V. And what happens, it kind of curves and it turns into a U shape. And you call that a scooped out pulley. So yeah, so that goes right in the trash. Okay, so now we can throw our blade back on. Always, always, always. I need to do the maintenance on this machine, so I'm gonna go ahead and show you how to do this, and then I'm gonna do the maintenance in another video. So always hand thread this, always hand thread this first, and then tighten her down. You strip this, you have to replace the crankshaft because they're really not repairable. Okay, so now we'll come on this end, rinse and repeat. We'll put the, I think my cable is really tight right now because I tightened it so hard because the belt kept coming off. So we're gonna go ahead and loosen that up. So a little 11 millimeter or a 7/16. We'll go to our wrench drawer here, go get our 11. Come down here, and this cable, as you can see, is pretty tight, so we'll go ahead and loosen it and slide this cable up. It's the bottom cable. Okay. And now we'll go back down here and put our bracket back on. Squeeze the belt for the transmission, and we'll put these screws in. These are tapped in, so you don't have to really start them by hand. You just kind of put it on there and send her home. That's that one. This is this one. You could really flip this over now and actually leave them all loose so it'd be easier to get them all in. But it'd be easier to flip this mower over, but again, I'm about to do the maintenance. Okay, that's in. And boom. Oh. Had an energy drink earlier, so a little wonky, but yeah, so that's it. That's all it takes to replace the belt and the drive pulley on your Toro transmission. We'll get the cable adjusted for the self-propel, and how you do that is you basically want a little bit of slack in this bail here, and right when you get close to the end and you pull it, it should then start adding tension to the transmission. What a lot of people will do is they'll make it to where it's almost like spring loaded, where you have to really grip this thing to engage the self-propel, and that is incorrect. So keep that in mind when you're adjusting the self-propel on your mower. But that's all I got for you guys today. That is replacing the self-propel belt and drive pulley on a 21-inch Toro mower. Thank you guys for watching, and we'll catch you guys next time.